with your May general reading and a few astrological notes on the craziness that we're all feeling these days. In addition to lockdowns, quarantines, and viruses, we also have some major political things going on and some fairly significant dynamics within our families and even deep down inside. We're all transforming and we're all just trying to keep up with the changes. But right now seems to be a time of really clearing out the past and letting things go, moving forward only when we're completely certain. And so we're getting a bit of support from the planets. I'm going to say support as opposed to challenging because, you know, it's all in perspective, right? But May's pretty intense in terms of its alignments and various happenings. So I'm just going to go through my list. It's taken me a few days to put this information together, and I am behind on these reports. As you can see, it's, you know, May the 4th. So, yeah, I'm going to just start with May 5th. So that's tomorrow in my world. Who knows when you're going to be reading this, but I'm sure it'll be helpful then as well. May 5th is the big lunar nodes are changing. So for the last 18 months or so, we've been dealing with, 18 months, we've been dealing with Cancer and Capricorn, the Cancer-Capricorn cycle. And so one of the interesting things that I found when I did the research was that when the lunar nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, it tends to herald important points in history. And ironically enough, just at the tail end of Cancer and Capricorn, the last time that it happened, we were gifted with 9/11. So a couple of months ahead of this switch up, well, I don't need to tell you where we're at. So thankfully, we're going to be moving into the Gemini-Sagittarius cycle of the lunar nodes, which is a much lighter energy. Capricorn and Cancer, you know, these are, you know, the themes around both of those signs. With Cancer, it's very much around family and your intimate, closest home-type relationships with your mother, and so on. In Capricorn, it's about your work-life balance. And Capricorn is very disciplined and not about fun at all. So we're flipping out of that archetype and into the Gemini-Sagittarius one. But before we can truly enjoy those dynamics, like I said, later in the fall, we have Venus going retrograde. So there's purpose in that. And Venus is in retrograde from May 13th until June 25th. But just like Mercury retrograde, we have shadow periods in front and at the tail end. So really we're not clear of this Venus retrograde cycle until about July 29th. This particular Venus retrograde will be very testing to all of our closest relationships. Severe in some cases. And that coincides with when Venus is square Neptune. So that happened on May 3rd, so that was yesterday, and it'll be happening again on the 20th, and then again July 27th. So these are points where it brings a lot of tension, and there's a lot of questioning as to what's real and what's imagined. So things also like mental health crises can also occur during these times. And, you know, Venus retrograde only does this once every year and a half to 2 years. So the last time that we went through this, it was in Scorpio in 2018. And that was all about death, rebirth, and transformation. So this time around, in terms of the global aspect of things, the kinds of dynamics that can occur during this time are things like civil war, because freedom of expression, the Gemini aspect of freedom of speech and expression, the themes tend to be pushed way up front. The other thing that's happening is May 16th to the 20th is when our sun is in alignment with Alcyon which is the galactic center. So at this time, for about 4 days, we're going to get blasted with a whole bunch of divine feminine energy, which is great, but it can also bring a bit of chaos. And in the mix with everything else, it's definitely a time to stay alert. Continuing with our theme of Gemini, May 22nd, we have a new moon in Gemini. And this is going to be sort of our, if I were to make any plans to do anything, of course, within reason, within our current circumstances, May 22nd would definitely be the day. It's going to be the day when we're going to be feeling a little lighter and probably a little bit more motivated, maybe not as consumed by the fear energies that have been swirling around us all for the last couple of months. But I do want to also caution you that we are also coming into the eclipse cycles. So June 5th, we're going to be we're going to be dealing with an eclipse that has some very, very severe aspects to it. So watch out for being impulsive, losing control of your temper, and also there is the danger of war. And if you do live in an area where earthquakes are common, you may want to take extra precautions around the first week of June. So that's about all that I have for now, but I hope you enjoy your readings, and I'll be back with more this month. Thanks again for joining me. Hi there, Scorpio. Welcome back to Bon Echo Tarot. I hope you found the astrology bit helpful to you for this month. It's going to be a crazy one. So here is your tarot for the month of May, Scorpio. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see what we've got. Ooh, King of Cups, or Queen of Cups, rather. So, you're being you. Maybe a little closed off emotionally. You're kind of keeping your emotions to yourself. Your obstacle is the Queen of Wands, so could be an Aries in your world. Ten of Wands is the foundation. The Hanged Man is what's crowning you. You've got the Six of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles. You've got the Star card in your environment. You've got the Two of Swords in your hopes and fears. And the outcome is a celebration with the Three of Cups. So, it looks like most of the stuff that's been holding you back could be a boss, just could be an energy of a fire sign, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's your obstacle at this time. And whatever this is a pretty big burden, but you're not seeing the full picture. And in the recent past, we've got the Seven of Swords, Scorpio's least favorite card. Lies, lies, lies. They're all lies. Deception, theft, that kind of thing. But that's in the past. And so, you're definitely in another enlightenment phase, learning lessons around whatever is your burden right now. But you're coming into a time of give and take. It's balanced. Sometimes we're the person giving, and sometimes we're the ones in need. And so you could be experiencing this kind of dynamic in your world right now, Scorpio. You may also be holding on to your coins, keeping those purse strings tight and saving your pennies, as well as kind of keeping a lid on, your emotional life right now. In your environment, you've got the Star card. So there's hope definitely on the horizon. The Star card also represents the sign of Aquarius. So there could be an Aquarius who is providing a sense of hope for you at this time. But you're really you want to be able to make decisions generally, but you're still in this phase of learning. So it's not time. The planets are retrograde. We're all kind of wanting to make things happen, but we don't have all of the tools necessary or all the information, or we need to grow. We need to grow to embrace this next phase. So in the meantime, you are looking at a celebration, a reunion, and so yeah, it's let's see what the hidden energies are. I almost forgot. Oh, maybe a feeling of defeat. You could just be kind of surrendering to the experience, whatever that is for you right now. I see like a lot of self-control here, Scorpio. So, as a Scorpio is often in times of crisis, they're the coolest one in the room. So let's pull some little cards here and see what's happening. Let's start right at the very beginning. Let's have a card for the Queen of Cups. Ooh, you're a mystery, Scorpio, as always. You're not really sharing a lot of your emotional world at all right now. Yeah, you're behaving much more like a Queen of Swords, which, after an experience with the Seven of Swords, it's probably not a bad idea to be very clear in your communications and clear about your boundaries, as well as, being clear about your vision of what needs to be happening right now for you. Let's take a look at this Queen of Wands as your obstacle. Okay, looks like we're going to get two cards. So maybe there's some sadness around a fire sign. Okay, so maybe there's something about this quarantine that's keeping you away from a fire sign, that you're really close to. Or, maybe a fire sign that you haven't been getting along with very well, that you would like a reconciliation with. But like not necessarily in a romantic way. It's more like, a clear the air sort of way. To settle the differences in a mature way that honors everybody involved. And so, it could be the burden of this, is kind of what what is making you look forward, or you want to move forward, but it's kind of hard for you to think in those terms because of whatever this situation is with the fire sign. Yeah, there's still lessons needed to be learned, and a letting go, so that new opportunities are clear in front of you. You know, that seems to be the theme for everybody. So, So in the past, with a lover, there was some deception, whether it was you or the person that you were involved with. Yeah, someone you were very intimately involved with, like a committed partnership. So let's just see here. What was the deception? Yeah, yeah, they were, they wanted something different than a commitment. They were, maybe a bit two-faced. It's like, yeah, we're together, but really, I'm making other things happen. You know, kind of, the person who's in a relationship but behaves like they're single. But, you know, on the surface, it's like a happy home. But it's not connected, you know? So with the hangman, yeah, it's like this particular period of enlightenment is truly going to take you to a completely new energy. It's going to burn off the old and purify it out of the situation so that you can become more emotionally available. You know, but not in a, you know, like in a really good way. And then things are going to start happening fast after this little, you know, period of surrender to the lessons and being able to distinguish your own boundaries in a relationship and whether you're on the same page. So, yeah, the new beginning is going to be very much a symbiotic relationship where, you know, you're helping each other out. Ooh, I'm going to take that one. But, you know, it's going to be new, and there's going to be anxiety around it, and, you know, people initially are going to be defensive. So, you know, during this retrograde period, you know, people are really not going to be themselves. So you've kind of got to, you know, just be grateful and patient that new opportunities are coming to you, no matter what they look like. Because it's ultimately going to lead you to a soulmate. Whether it's for business or romance, doesn't really matter. Let's see if the cards can give us a bit of a... well, there you go. Yes, it's going to bring in a new lover. Thank you. So yeah, let's see what's happening. Maybe the new lover is the Aquarius or the person in your environment that is currently bringing some hope to the situation. So let's put one on Four of Pentacles. Yeah. If you are holding the purse strings really tight right now, that's going to change. The money's going to start coming in. Five of Swords. Where do we see that already? Did we see that already? Oh, and look at that. I missed a whole little pile there. Five of Swords, Five of Swords. Ah, the energy behind the reading. I knew it was there somewhere. Okay, so, yeah, maybe this whole situation with your finances, you're feeling really defeated around it. You know, but you're turning it around, you know. Initially, things were looking pretty grim, but then things are starting to change, and, you know, the sun, or there's another, did we have any other Leo cards? Possibly here. In your environment with the hope, it's like someone who is exhausted from working and Queen of Cups, and maybe they're thinking of you, or maybe you exhaust them, or both. Maybe it's somebody that you're working with. Yeah, Two of Swords, we got the Eight of Cups here. And the Eight of Cups is, you know, you're thinking maybe you should walk away, should you stay, or should you go, right? So, yeah, but what's the truth? That's the question. What is the truth? Or maybe that's all you want. Maybe you just want the truth. Yeah, you know, because maybe you're tired of players who play fast and loose with the truth. You know, it's like, are they all players? Like, I just want the truth, man. I just want the truth. Alright, so, someone may be traveling, coming in for a reunion or a celebration, or you may be doing the same. Yeah, and, you know, it could be a Taurus or a Libra, and or you could be embodying the qualities of the Empress by the time you get through this little cycle of surrender and, you know, figuring out your finances and making decisions as to what you want in a relationship, and then you can completely end the cycle and start a whole new chapter. So that looks pretty cool, I gotta say, Scorpio. That's a really nice read. So let's just take a look at a card from the Oracle of E. I'm going to take that one. The F word. Alright, well, I'm just going to put that right there. And over your shoulder. So there could be someone watching you. Someone who has their eye on you. You know, someone who's going to show up as soon as you have cleared these toxic patterns, once you've grieved things, you know. But piece of cake for Scorpio, right? Transformation, death and rebirth. It's all good. We'll see you next time. And if you'd like a personal reading, come and find me at Bonico Tarot on Facebook and send me a message there. All right. See you later.